Use of dry framing covered by sheathing under TruWood siding results in the best performance and appearance. We recommend wood-based sheathing for all of our lap products. Building paper is recommended under lap siding to prevent air and water infiltration. Consult your local building codes for your exact requirements. Refer to the installation instructions for detailed information on the application of your specific siding style. TruWood siding must be fastened with corrosion-resistant box head type nails. Do not use staples. The nails must be long enough to penetrate framing studs at least 1.5 inches. When correctly driven, the nail head should just touch the siding and trim surface. It's important to not overdrive or countersink nails. Position panels squarely over framing so that vertical joints will be centered over framing studs. Never force panels into place. At horizontal panel joints, we recommend you use Z-flashing. All vertical lap joints must fall on framing and be nailed per our specifications. Nail panels 1/2 inch to 5/8 inch in from the overlap edge to secure joint to stud. Follow the nailing schedule in your installation instructions for proper nail size and maximum allowable spacing between nails. When applying self-aligning lap siding, nail a starter strip at the sill plate, level and install the first course, being sure to overlap the starter strip. Place the self-aligning lap edge on top of each additional course, making sure that it rests flat on the lower piece. Be sure to nail 5/8 inch to 3/4 inch up from the drip edge and penetrate both pieces of siding and trim. Periodic level checks are necessary to assure that lap siding and trim remains level. Use corrosion-resistant 8-penny box head nails 16 inches on center. Butt joints are to be located only at studs. Lap siding must be nailed both top and bottom on each side of the joint. Metal joint covers are required to minimize maintenance. When abutting siding and trim to window and door trim, as well as inside and outside corner trim, also space a minimum 3/16 inch and seal. Start application of Sure-Lock lap siding by ripping off the top edge to provide an interlock starter strip. Place 1 nail per lap piece on all studs. Place each nail on the scored nailing guideline to ensure proper concealment on succeeding courses. Concealed nails need to be flush to ensure proper interlock fit. Concealed nails need to be flush to ensure proper interlock fit. Face nail through both courses at all butt joints. Vertical butt joints are to be located only at studs. Stacking the butt joints and covering the joints with a piece of trim is highly recommended. This application reduces homeowner maintenance over the life of the siding. Nail on both sides of the joint at the scribe line. If metal studs are used, appropriate screws are recommended. Before applying premium lap siding products, rip the bottom 4, 5, or 8-inch lap from the piece, eliminating the machine edge on the bottom. Remember to prime and paint generously on this edge upon completion of application. It is required that 3 nails per lap on all studs be used. Make sure the drip edge nail penetrates both courses. Do not nail in the groove. Nail successive laps 5/8 inch to 3/4 inch from the drip edge and in the center of the lap. Nail both sides of all joints. Stacking the butt joints and covering the joints with a piece of trim is, once again, highly recommended. The advantage of this method results in the complete elimination of unsightly joints and the need for metal joint covers, and reduces homeowners' maintenance over the life of the siding. There are 7 different patterns available in Designer Shake. The indentations of each pattern determine what the exposure should be, with a minimum of 1 inch overlap from the indentations. All the patterns of Designer Shake are 9.5 inches wide, and the exposures vary from 7.5 inches for fish scale to 4.5 inches for diamond pattern. Refer to your installation instructions for details on each pattern.